about to start our review video for Chapter 6, Section 1. And as always, whenever we start a new section, we always start with the learning target. So the learning target for today, to identify special pairs of angles and relationships of angles formed by two parallel lines cut by a transversal. Lots of vocabulary words there. We'll go through them, then we'll do some diagrams, and we'll hopefully make sense by the end of it. We've got a whole bunch of vocabulary words. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different vocabulary words. So you're going to need to get these all down, and we'll have to get a good understanding of each of them. Vertical angles, opposite angles formed by the intersection of two lines. Vertical angles are congruent, or means equal. Complementary angles, two angles that are complementary if their sum measures 90 degrees. So if you can add the two angles together and get 90 degrees as your answer, then they are complementary. Supplementary angles. Two angles are supplementary if the sum of their measures is 180. In other words, if they add up to 180, which would be a straight line. Continuing on with vocabulary. Perpendicular lines, two lines that intersect to form right angles. Parallel lines, parallel lines in the same plane that never, two lines in the same plane that never cross or never intersect. The symbol like this is used to show that two lines are parallel. Transversal, a line that intersects two or more lines to form 8 different angles. 8 different angles. Interior angles, angles inside a polygon, or inside the area cut when a transversal cuts two lines. Exterior angles, 4 outer angles formed by two lines cut by a transversal. Alternate interior angles are interior angles that lie opposite sides of the transversal. Opposite sides of the transversal. A couple more here. Alternate exterior angles are exterior angles that lie on opposite sides of the transversal. And one last term. Corresponding angles are those angles that are in the same position on two lines in relationship to the transversal. Well, let's put this in summary form here. The concept summary, we've got the idea of vertical angles. Vertical angles are opposite angles formed by intersecting lines. So we've got two intersecting lines here. Opposite angles, 1 and 2 are opposite angles. They're called vertical angles, and they are congruent. In other words, they are equal. And of course, 4 and 3 are also vertical angles, and they are congruent or equal. Complementary angles are two angles that add up to be 90. So 50 plus 40 does add up to be 90. So that's a right angle. Supplementary angles, two angles that add up to be 180. In other words, this angle, which is 125, plus this angle, form a straight line. So therefore, 125 and 55 add up to be 180. So those forms a straight line when they are supplementary angles. Let's do a problem with one here. The two angles below are supplementary. Find the value of x. By saying that they are supplementary, I know that their total is 180. So 180 is equal to 155 plus x. I subtract 155 from both sides. These, of course, cancel out, leaving just x. And 185 minus 155 is 25 degrees, so angle x must be 25. Here are two angles that are complementary. Remember that complementary means that they add up to be 90. So 90 is equal to 55 plus x, the measure of angle x. Subtract 55 from both sides. These, of course, cancel out, leaving just x, and x then would be equal to 35 degrees. 35. Find the value of x in the figure. Well, I know that this is a right angle right here, so this must also be a right angle, which means that the value of this angle plus 68 would be 90. So I'm going to say 68 plus my missing angle, missing angle, which is, we'll call it W, is going to be equal to 90. And W then would be equal to 90 minus 68, or W is equal to 22 degrees. So that means that angle X is also equal to 22 degrees. Similar problem here. Please do this one and then get back to me by stopping the video and then coming back to check. 70 plus this angle must be 90, so this angle must be 20, which means that angle X must also be equal to 20 because those are corresponding angles. Another summary statement for us. Alternate interior angles. So 3 and 5 are alternate interior angles. And so, of course, are 4 and 6. 4 and 6 are alternate interior angles. Exterior angles, 1 and 7 are opposite exterior angles, and 2 and 8 are opposite exterior angles. Corresponding angles, these are angles that correspond based on their position, the same position in two lines cut by a transversal. So 3 and 7 are in a similar position, and of course 1 and 5 are corresponding angles. 2 and 6 and 4 and 8 are all corresponding angles, correspond to each other. The drawing shows a simple bridge design. The top beam and the floor of the bridge are parallel. If angle 2 is equal to angle 3, means that angle 2 and angle 3 are equal. And angle 3 is 55, so angle 2 is 55. Classify the relationship between 1 and 5. 1 and 5. Well, I'm going to do a little bit of work with this. And I'm going to look at angle 2 and how it corresponds to angle 5. Angle 2 and angle 5. I'm sorry, not 2 and 5. We want to talk about 3 and 5. Angle 3 and 5 are corresponding angles, so they are equal. So that means that angle 5 is also equal to 55 degrees. And if we look at angle 2 and angle 1, those are supplementary angles. So we can find out what angle 1 is equal to. Angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 55. So angle 1 is equal to 25. 25. Angle 5 is equal to 55. I'm sorry. Angle 1 is not equal to 25. It's equal to 125. And angle 5 and angle 1 are supplementary. Angle 5 is supplemental to angle 1. They add up to be 180 degrees. Similar problem here. We're going to be asked to find the value of angle 4. Ultimately, that's what we're asked to find, the value of angle 4. We know that angle 1 is 45. We know that angle 3 is 40. Well, we also know that angle 3 and angle 2 are the same. These two angles are measured the same, so this must be 40. So the total of these would be 180. So 45 plus angle 4 plus 40 must be equal to 180. So 95 plus angle 4 must be equal to 180. Angle 4, therefore, must be equal to 85. 85.